For that, you need to actually understand that here why I am using the session factory, because you need to perform a CRUD operation here. In that, you need to perform a create operation. Means you want to create a new value. And how you can create a new value? When you have a session, because session will give you a method, that is save method, because you need to save those values to database. For using this save method, I am writing a session. Who gives you session? Session factory. While we are fetching the data, we are not writing it. We are writing, instead of session factory, we are using JDBC template. You can use session factory to find the data as well. But why I am using JDBC template? So that I can write a normal SQL query. Here in saving the student, I am auto wiring the session factory. Here also you can auto wire the session factory, but session has two methods to fetch: get and load. That returns only one value, that too by writing a primary key value. But we want the entire data. For that, either you have to write Hibernate query language. That will be again more tough. When Spring is giving you JDBC template, then why to use some external thing? Got it now? Got it? If you want to totally work with JDBC template to save the value, that you can use session factory, you can use. It is just we are seeing the comfort here. Project is running now. Venkatesh, running fine, both the project. Did you understood the project flow as well? Shall we move towards Spring Boot? Okay. Driver class name for SQL. I have shown this many times. Let me show it one more. MySQL driver class name. So this is the driver class name, com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. This is the driver class name for MySQL. Okay, got it? Now what we will do is we will slowly shift towards Spring Boot, because Spring is so hectic. For that, let's understand everything properly. Why Spring Boot? The first thing, that if you are running this application, you need Tomcat, and version of Tomcat is a bigger problem. Version of Tomcat is itself a bigger problem. Why it is a bigger problem? Because if you are using Tomcat 9 and if you are using Tomcat 10, both of these have different requirement from their files, different version, and sometime when you are adding the dependency of JSTL, there are also lot of versions are available: 2.0.0, 3.0.0, like that. Okay, like that it has said. First thing, Spring Boot removes the Tomcat. It will say bye bye, I don't need you, I have my embedded Tomcat. So currently, let's say what we are working on 3.4.1. This is the current Spring Boot version, 3.4 basically, or higher version is 3. In that, mini version is 4, patch version is 1. It is updated now. Spring Boot will say, I will embed the Tomcat by myself own. I don't need any external Tomcat. We will say that is fine. So let's first create a Spring Boot project. Give me a minute, guys. Okay. Now let's first see that why we don't need Tomcat in Spring Boot project. For that, we should create a new project, and that project should be a Spring Starter project. In Spring Boot, it should be a I am creating this project, just an example, right? Next, from this website, or generally it is a good practice to create a project from the website itself, because there every time you will get the updated one. Here I will create, let's say, EMP boot MS. Simple employee boot management system is using Spring Boot. Maven tool we will use Java version 23, packaging a jar, group ID, com.emp boot, artifact ID, emp boot ms, version, description, package, go on next. So now the Spring Boot version is 3.4.2, and that is why I was saying you that this patch version is Ramnath Reddy. I already told you that I am not building this project. This project I am just showing for an example that how it will be running Tomcat. I'm not creating any project here. That okay. Now next I'm telling you that we are going to create a full stack application. We will decide front end. This time we will not be having here. We will be building a front end with React. Means we will connect our React with Spring Boot. We will build this application now, connecting React with Spring Boot. This is a main project that we will talk. This project I'm just showing you that how the benefits of going on. We will add the dependency of Spring Web. So let's search here Spring Web. So okay, here already we are getting Spring Web. So I have selected the dependency of Spring Web. I'm not adding any database or any kind of thing here. Just go on next. Everything coming. Finish it. So our project where it is EMP boot MS. So here it is coming. If you check the folder structure, we are getting src main Java, resources, test Java, JRE, Maven, and src. We are getting main, which is completely empty. It is not having any web app, web inf folder, it is not having anything. What if we are running this project? As you have created a Spring Boot project, so it will be having the main Spring Boot file, something like this, having, and we can run this file. What if I'm running this file? What it will do? Let's try. I will run it as a Spring Boot app. So it is running the Spring Boot and it is starting the Tomcat on 8080. It is starting the Tomcat on 8080. Starting with a context path slash, go to your browser and type localhost 8080. White label error page. It means that Tomcat is running. It is not able to find any page on slash. If you are checking any other local host, let's say 8081, here it will show can't reach this page, something like that. This site can't be reached because this is not a reachable site, but 8080 is running. Your first problem is solved. Your Spring Boot comes with a embedded Tomcat. It does not require anything else. It does not require anything else. If Tomcat is already embedded, we don't have to worry about the version. By the way, it is using 10.1.34. We were using 10.1.28. Now Spring itself is deciding that which version is suitable for me. Which version is suitable for me. Let's say when you created this project, we haven't added any other dependency of database. We just added one dependency of Spring Boot starter web, Spring Boot starter web, like that. Okay, there is no problem in that. If I want to add the dependency, so we'll go to this Maven repository website, and in that we will search MySQL, obviously, MySQL connector, search any other version you can keep. You will copy this particular part and you will use XML. But you notice one thing, that in Spring Boot, the dependencies are having group ID and only artifact ID. Version is not there. But whenever you are taking, it will come with group ID, artifact ID and version. It means you can remove this version. You want to check, copy, and in dependencies section, this one dependency, and here I will keep it. After building it, let it build first. You are seeing a warning on version. Spring Boot is saying that you don't give me any version because I will not follow your choice. I will detect version. Spring Boot will itself detect the related version by itself. That you don't give me any version. Just give me the group ID and the artifact ID. I will detect the version by myself. You don't have to do it for me. We will check which version it is taking. So go to Maven dependency. For MySQL connector, it is taking 9.1.0. By the way, we were also selecting 9.1.0 because I know that this is compatible now. It is having 9.2.0 also, but Spring is not taking that. Spring is taking last one. Why? More compatible. We were using JSTL, JSP like that. So let's say I will write JSTL here. So here we'll go to this JSTL, and here you can write servlet API. Lot of versions are available. What I will do, let's copy it, paste, but I will remove the version before saving the file. Now I'll save this. This dependency is showing error. Okay, because it will be having some water embedded. Okay, we can remove it. Even you can see here Spring JSTL is available. Where it is? We removed that. In that, lot of things will be like automatic. You don't have to worry about version. So it is solving two problem. First is embedded Tomcat. By the way, Jetty is also there. A running server like Tomcat. So you will get the embedded Tomcat here. Second thing is embedded Tomcat is there. Second thing is no need of writing the versions of dependencies. Why? Spring will detect automatically. You don't have to worry about it. Here it is having the dependency of MySQL connector J, and we are not writing its version. Here it is having Spring Boot Starter Web, means Spring Web dependency it is having. So go there and search Spring Boot Starter Web. Search this, and Spring Boot Starter Web. It is having lot of version 3.4.2, 3.4.1, 3.4.0 like that. Which version it is taking? Spring Boot Starter Web 3.4.2, which is not mentioned here. This is the benefit of this. I will remove MySQL because we are not using it anyhow. So this was one benefit of this. Now, if we have to say that, okay, Tomcat is running, we understood this part clearly. Right. We understood this part clearly that Tomcat is running. But it is showing a white label error page. Do one thing. In the SRC main Java, I will create a package named as com.springboot, or let's create a new class here. So by default, class that get created in com.springboot.spring. I will write here com.springboot.controller, and class we will write, let's say, home. Right? Class I'm writing as home. Finish it. So we are getting it in a controller package. We are getting it in a controller package. Let's create it a controller. I'm creating it a controller, and I will create a public function, string function, public string home, and it will return I am fine, or let's say it is returning hello. When it will return? When someone is requesting it for slash. Same thing, no change. Let's run it again. For that, go to main application and start it. So you will see that Tomcat started successfully. There is no error where Tomcat has started. 8080, go there, refresh. This time also we are getting the same error. It means that there is somewhat difference in this project, because in Spring project there we were using something like front controller, dispatcher servlet, right? And we were configuring the dispatcher servlet. And what it is saying here, initializing, wait, Spring dispatcher servlet. Have you defined it anywhere? No. That is why I taught you Spring first. That in Spring we will define everything, and in Spring Boot, dispatcher servlet is by default loading. This is by default loading, right? Right, this is by default loading or not? You're not even creating it. If we want to create some pages and all those things now, as we know, dispatcher servlet is already going on. Let's say this will execute when someone is calling /home. When someone is calling /home. So you can close the server and restart it. So Tomcat started 8080 and we are mapping it on /home. So just try to check /home. So I will say that your dispatcher servlet is running, means request is going to your dispatcher servlet. But are you giving any path, any file, any controller? No. So first, and one thing, this is not the project that I'm creating. I'm just showing you the working of Spring Boot over Spring. That all the things were manual there, and here everything is super easy. After dispatcher servlet, what we did? In the web Spring normal project, what we did? We created a Spring servlet, internal resource view resolver, but here dispatcher servlet is automatically running, so we don't have to worry about it. After that, we have set the path of view pages, where we will set those path. Here no web.xml, nothing is there. Here in resources, we got application dot properties section. We are getting here. I will write spring dot mvc dot view dot prefix. Or same prefix suffix is coming here. What was our prefix there? We will write it. Then we got spring dot mvc dot view dot suffix. Last time it was our /web -inf -views hyphen. Suffix was .jsp. We will create these folders, don't worry. This was our prefix and suffix. What else we were doing except prefix and suffix? Nothing. This was only fine. First, let's create these folders. So in main we should have a web folder. So first I will create a folder and I will name it as web app. In this web app I will create a new folder. I will name it as web hyphen inf. In this web inf we will create a new folder, views. In this views folder we will create index.jsp file. Index.jsp. And you will notice that after creating the file, Spring Boot is not showing you any error on JSP file. Here we will just write a normal title that Spring Boot and we'll show one heading. Any kind of heading we'll show here. Let's say my Spring Boot web application. Spring Boot web application. Why not in templates folder for HTML file? What does it mean? Why not in Krupa Sagar? What does it mean? Why not in templates folder for HTML files? So here we have created this particular file. Now we should create a controller as well. So controller already we are having home.java as home. Let's rename it. So I will refactor, rename. Just I will change it to home controller because it's a controller, so it should have a corresponding name. Now if we run this application, it will, like, we need to configure all of the other things as well. So again it has started the Tomcat. We'll go there. Nothing. Let's change something. I will say that in this particular file, the base package of Spring Boot is com.springboot.spring. This is the base package. Base package means in which your main file is running. It means that this is not the way, because Spring is not able to scan this package now as well. There we were using context component scan. Here no need. In this only base package of class path, I will create a new package com.springboot.spring.controller. Now in this controller package, I will create a class. I will name it as home controller. Created home controller. As we are doing from longer time, we will create it as a controller from stereotype. It will be having a public string home function and it will be returning the file name. Remember? So we are returning index from this particular app when it is getting the mapping of slash. When it is getting the mapping of slash. Like we are not writing the request on any other server. So close it and we will rerun the application. Okay, so again, Tomcat has started and something it is doing. Let's go and refresh it here. Okay, so again, expression meaning of okay, so we'll try to change the port number as well. Maybe it is having some problem on port. Here, if you want to change the port number, we have to go to application.properties. In that, we can write server.port equals to 8081. Okay, 8081. Let's try to rerun our application. Okay, now it means we are having some. So we'll try to do the same thing if it is not able to find the path and all things. Okay, so nothing. We'll check the dependencies once. There we got dependency of Maven, project, Spring Boot. Okay, so let's set the dependency of JSP because it is having a tag library of JSP. Okay, so it is giving some warning here. Path with web INF or meta INF is it is trying to load the but what it is saying having a resource handler is also working path with web INF or meta INF. Okay, just check the path once. We should be having this in. Okay, what wrong we are writing? This is index.jsp. Fine. Here, home controller is working on slash mapping. Everything is fine here. Spring Boot pom.xml, it's also fine. Okay, so here what we will do. Okay, so Tomcat is working fine. It is calling the same file, but we are returning index, get mapping, controller. Everything is fine. Okay, for that, we'll do something else. In the main package, we are holding this controller for a while. Let's do the operations. For that, we will create a new class here with the name student. It and it should be in model package. This is going to be our entity. Okay, as of now, it's not an entity. It is having a field and private string name field. Generating all other related things, constructor from superclass, constructor using fields, getter setter, and at last to string method. Now we'll try to use this student class here. For that, we will create an object that student new. I am not creating container, so I will use the traditional method for creating object. Configurable application context. I am not creating container, just for checking the file I am doing it. I will set the id to 11 and setting the name to Shivam. Then later we'll try to print it as well. Okay, let's try another approach. Okay, let's try to merge it. We are intentionally creating that error so that we can understand where it is having the path problem. Okay, so I got the problem. When I removed the prefix and suffix values and when I'm refreshing the Tomcat on 8080, it is not going to the dedicated path. It is just stuck here. But if I keep those things back in a proper way and it will load the console again. So let's stop it. Loading this page, it will try to send a, it will not load, but it is trying to send a dedicated request here on the home page. As we are not connecting this application with database, so who sent this message? Kripa Sagar, there is no need of writing the data source configurations because we are not connecting it to database. We are just having a normal application. I will tell you that here it is showing you a warning. Whenever you will refresh the page, it will throw this warning. 2 times we are getting this warning, you refresh it, and now you will get it for 3 times. The reason is simple. It is trying to tell that path with web enf or meta enf. It is saying that whatever path you are having with web inf or meta, that is trying to go to this particular path. It is trying to go to that particular path, but it is not able to. It means that it is not able to run the, I will tell you how I am saying this. In the home controller, before returning this index, I will write a print command. And in that I will write home controller is called. We'll go and we'll rerun our application. So Spring Boot is working with Tomcat. Now we'll go and refresh the page. It was expected to call the home controller and home controller is called. Means you are going till home controller. It is trying to return index also. But your Spring is not able to find this file. When we are saying that home controller is called, and in console you will see this message home controller is called, and after that there is a warning. Refresh it again. Home controller is called again. After that you are getting the warning. And warning is the same path with web INF or meta INF. It is saying like this. Home controller is getting called. And that is our main task. Loading web page. I got this path problem. We'll solve it. Here your Spring Boot is traveling everywhere without defining any dispatcher servlet, without writing any view, any bean for internal resource view resolver. Are not getting my point. We can place it in the template folder, but anyhow you need to keep it in the views folder. Even if we are keeping it in templates folder, doesn't matter where you are keeping it, you have to give a path to it. First you have to understand why this project is saying that we can't get this path. Let me do one thing. In the controller we will do what we will do, we will do some sort of operation. So let's say int a equals to 4, I will say b equals to 5, I will say. Then I will declare some variable as int sum. Then I will say sum is equals to a plus b, and then at last I'll print the value of sum. I am doing this thing so that server should be busy for some time. Then it should return the index value, right? Then it should return the index value. What we'll do, we'll close the server, remove the console, go to here and run it again. Now you will see that home controller is not called till now, right? Here it should not, it is not calling the home controller. When it will call, when you are going on the web page and you are trying to use localhost 8081 port. Till now not called. Leave the error. Home controller is called 9. Going means that controller is called, it is calling the controller, everything is doing fine. What is the main problem in this index? We don't write index.jsp. Generally we don't write JSP because in application properties we have written simple thing as suffix with JSP, right? There only we have defined this thing. There only we have defined this thing. What if I am writing the entire path here? That is web app slash web app slash web inf slash view slash then the file name and then dot JSP. Same thing, I will not make any change whether it is calling the home controller or not. When we are refreshing the page, it is calling the home controller. It is calling the home controller is called 9 is the answer because some you gave there as 4 plus 5. It is trying to load web app slash web app hyphen IPNF views index.jsp. Then where it is having some issues now. Path problem it is. It is a path problem or some other problem. Is it a path problem or simple? I'll tell you. Whatever path you are writing, remove it. I am not writing any path. I am not writing any path. Close the server, run it. Go there and refresh. Home controller is called 9. Home controller is called 9. If you know one thing that when this statement executed that home controller is called, after that it has printed 9 also, it might be returning index also. It might be returning index also. To whom? To the dispatcher servlet. Then dispatcher servlet will talk to the resolver that tell me the controller. So controller will say that okay, I am holding all the slash values. I am holding all the slash values and I am returning index. Where is the where it will find the values? It will try to find the values in this path and it is finding also. It is trying to find also. If it is trying to find, I will remove this server port 8081 so that it should be running on the by default port, that is 8080. By the way, if you want to change the server port number, you can write in the application properties. Whatever port you want, you can write that. Go to console again and we will run the main file. So 8081, it will show that this site can't be reached because we have changed the server. So let's open localhost 8080. White label error page, fine. Calling the controller, 9 is coming. Path with web INF or meta INF. Now let me explain these things to you. As it's a path problem, so you should understand these things as well. The what is web INF and what is meta INF. What is web INF and what is meta INF? Okay. Spring Boot files, or I will write Spring Boot view files, are generally placed in web INF folder. Then why ever Spring Boot is saying that meta INF? Why ever Spring? So for that I will show you the documentation of this. So we will copy this part and go to the Spring documentation. You can mention here Spring Docs. This one. So once we read out this, Spring Boot is well suited for web application development, you can easily create a self-contained HTTP server using embedded Tomcat or Undertow. Most web application will use the Spring Boot starter web module to get up and run quickly. Okay, that is fine. For that, the Spring Web MVC framework, often referred to simply Spring MVC, is a rich model view controller web framework, something like that it will say. Spring MVC lets you create special @controller or REST controller bean to handle incoming HTTP requests and something like that it will tell you. For that, here only I'll show you something. This one. Do not use the src mail as web app directory if your application will be packaged as a jar. What was the packaging that we used while running the application? Jar packaging. Why? Although this directory standard, it will only work with var packaging and it will be silently ignored by most build tool if you generate a jar file. Right? When I saw this path, I remember that okay, there's a path problem. So Spring itself is saying you that if you are creating your, see here, how you are creating your project, that will also produce error. Jar, var, it will. Tomcat will also produce error depending upon version. That's why I always follow the documentation. Here, if you understand something, you can customize the static resource location using spring.resources.static location, replacing the default values with a list of directory location. If you do this with the default welcome page direction will switch to your custom location. So it is saying that if there is an index.html in any of your location on startup, it will be the home page of the application. Index.html or index.jsp. For that, these are the things you need to do here. And one more thing, this one. JSP should be avoided if possible. That when you are creating with Spring Boot, try to avoid JSP. There are several known limitations when using them with embedded servlet container. It means whenever you are writing Tomcat and your is embedded with it, try to, when you are using one of these templating engine with the default configuration, if everything is default, you have to keep the things in the templates folder, right? We will not create that, we will do. This is for IntelliJ IDEA, that IntelliJ IDEA orders the class path differently, because I also told you that the class path will be different depending on how you run your application. So Spring told us three things: that don't use src main web app, because you can use if you are creating a var packaging. If you are creating a var packaging, but when we created the project, we selected a jar. Let me show you. So whenever you are creating a new project, and that is be your that what packaging you want, jar or var, and both has different meaning. Jar means Java archives or archive, whatever you call it. Var means web archive. So if your project is web archive means priority is given to web, so you will be having the web app folder. But in jar file, Java is having the priority, so you have to keep your file with related to Java, because Java will manage all these things. If we want to solve this problem now very easily, so what I will do, whatever we are writing, let's try to remove it. That don't use index.jsp, so I will remove or I will delete the entire web app. thing is in templates, src main resource templates. In that I will create a new file and go there, new search here html. So I will create a new html file as index.html. Okay, coming. So here I'll remove everything. I will write Spring Boot Web App. Just a heading here that hello world. Same thing we will do. Home controller, something that we are trying to do something now. The student class is just for fun. Let's run the main application. So I will close the server. Now what we are doing, we are following the part by Spring Boot dog, and there can be one more issue. Let's run this project and I'll let you know. So till now Spring Boot is working with Tomcat, means application is started on 8080. We'll go there and we will refresh. Same error, and I know this error that we are expecting. But home controller is getting called again. Home controller is getting called again. Now let's change one more thing here. I will say that this home controller will be called on a resource as slash home. On slash, no need. We'll restart the application. Go there, refresh. Running, refresh. This time, initializing Spring Dispatcher servlet, servlet, servlet. Home controller is calling on it on slash home. It means that requests are going in a proper way. Requests are going in a proper way, but Spring Boot is not able to show your web page. For that, we are going to learn this in the next section. So today's take back is this one, that you don't have to define any Tomcat, you don't have to define any dispatcher servlet, you don't have to define any internal resource view resolver. Just directly create a project, create HTML, means web file, its controller, web file, controller. How easy it is. You are creating file, calling its controller, creating file, calling its controller. The next project that we will do, we will do with React plus Spring Boot. React plus Spring Boot. For that, let me show you something here. Spring Boot Web MVC Spring Docs. The documentation that I follow for myself, that is the way when you got a REST controller and this thing like that. These are the properties that we are going to study. In that also, I'll show you the entire thing. Spring Boot Web MVC with in industry Spring or Spring MVC, which is preferred. Till now, if you are asking this question that either Spring is preferred or Spring MVC is preferred or Spring Boot is preferred, so I will suggest you one thing, that first at least understand the architecture. Entire thing is Spring. Entire Spring Boot is built over the top of this. Top of this means in Spring Boot you will be writing the code for Spring, but lot of automatic things will be there. Spring MVC is a one module in Spring. Which module? I'll show you if I'm having that. So I'm not having that. No problem. I'll show you the Spring architecture. In the Spring architecture, we got Spring MVC as a module. So here you can see this web part. So this is a one module like did in data access and integration, JDBC, ORM, transaction, AOP. SVC is a module of Spring framework. So industry is always preferring Spring because this is the main thing. But companies are saying that okay, write in Spring Boot because lot of thing will be automatic. In our project also, Tomcat not needed. Jetty means whatever you require to run it already embedded. Second thing, dispatcher servlet, it knows already that I have to run dispatcher servlet when I am running web. Resolver, I know how to resolve the things. Lot of things are automatic. So we will create a project in which we will embed our Spring Boot with React. Okay, as most of you will be from React only, and even this is defined. So we'll talk with Spring plus Spring Boot. We'll create a project. After that, we will discuss about REST APIs and all those things. Then the security module of Spring, and one miscellaneous module, and your Spring Boot will be completed. After that, we'll discuss about microservices. As of now, the expected deadline that I'm having in my brain to end up this course is 10th of March, depending upon number of leaves, working days. So you can adjust 2-4 days on or off this date, right? Okay. So 10th of March, around 10th of March, you can add 2 days or you can subtract 2-3 days like that. Fine, guys. We'll connect again tomorrow. Have a nice time, everyone. Bye bye. Avik, we will talk about microservices in detail. Don't worry. It's the architecture of developing the application, that how you will develop your application, what is the monolithic architecture, right? These kind of things we will discuss there. What is singleton architecture? What is monolithic architecture? Okay. Fine, guys. Have a nice time, everyone. Bye bye.